It takes a very special person to be a school nurse. They truly make a difference in the students' lives. In the 2015-16 school year, there were right at 220,000 clinic visits. Of those 220,000 clinic visits, almost 186,000 of those kids got to return to class. And without the nurses, that may not have happened.
Without a school nurse, we would all be running around here lost. So it's a great benefit to our school because I used to work in a district to where we had to share a nurse between schools. And it's just a benefit to have that nurse on staff.
I didn't realize what all school nurse does until I became one. And talking to a lot of my nurse friends, people are really surprised the kind of students and the care that is needed and now that can be done in a school setting because you have a licensed nurse to perform that, whether it be tube feedings or in and out catheters.
Here at the high school, there are your typical stomach aches, my throat is sore, things like that. But I have noticed here versus, at say an elementary school, the bigger they are, the harder they play. So there are a lot of injuries that need attention that end up being diagnosed as, fractures or sprains and things like that.
They do blood glucose monitoring, they do insulin injections, they do insulin pump management, they do urine ketone testing, nebulizer treatments, trach care where they do suctioning and provide oxygen. They do ostomy care, and they also perform and organize annual coordinated school health screenings within their schools.
I do have, a few students that have diabetes, so managing their care is a daily thing. Scheduled meds, we have kids that take meds every day. And, there are things that people may not realize. There's a lot of emotional and mental disorders that kind of come out around this age. There's a lot of students that do, suffer from PTSD. They have ADHD, severe anxiety disorders and things like that, and we help them with that as well.
We have 8,300 students here in the Clarksville-Montgomery County School System that have a chronic medical condition. The nurses are there with them every day, and those chronic conditions range from asthma, which we have over 3,000 asthmatics, to severe allergies. We have over 400 severe allergy students, and it ranges up to students who have had organ transplants.
And a lot of people don't realize that, but luckily with licensed school nurses, those students have an opportunity to be in public school as well. And that's awesome.
She's a benefit in more ways than one. She helps the students, but she also helps the staff as well. And without her being here, I know I wouldn't know how to administer somebody a shot, and I don't like to have shots myself, so I wouldn't want to stick a kid trying to help them get their insulin or something like that. But having her here medically trained and knowing what she's doing and having worked in that field prior to being in education, it just makes everyone's life a whole lot easier.
I feel that healthy kids learn best, and to keep them in the classroom so they can learn. So that's another thing, we're educating them on just simple hand washing. That's the best preventative. Also, I've had students, especially this age, come to me with questions about nursing. What does it take? How is nursing school? I'm thinking about doing this as well. And so I'll tell them about my experience and answer their questions as far as taking that step past graduation into college.
I've always looked at nursing as helping the person with their individual special needs, which may be different than this child or this person. And I've always been willing to do anything anybody ever asks of me if I can. A lot of that is just treating these children the way I treat my children and loving my children as much as I do and being able to spread that around. But it's pretty easy. It's just pretty simple, just to care about them and make them feel like they're cared about also.